Okay, so time for a new video to end this week, and what a week it has been. Oh my god. It's probably my best trading week I've had. As yeah, RR wise it has been. Normally I don't like to share that, but this week it has been crazy, like 25% over the trading account. So it's crazy, and in this video I want to discuss the trades I took. Almost every trade has been just purely Bitcoin. And then today we ended it with one gold trade. Everything has been shared inside the live streams and inside the Discord, with all the trade updates every day, through the day, on the crypto assets, TradFi assets, statistical confluences, everything. So make sure to join the Discord. I think it's truly worth it. You can join by using the Discord, the Bitunix link, or just paying a monthly fee. And then you're also part of like the premium server with community access. So definitely consider it. And for now, going over the trades I took. It are the trades, let's see, right here. So a long, a short, a long, a long, a long, and then a gold long. So first trade of the week was back in Monday. So let's go back to the replay mode. I will try to go a bit quickly through it. I'm not too good in it, I know, but otherwise it will be a long video and people don't have the time for that. So in the weekend, we had like last week, we kept sweeping the high over and over again, already signaling a field distribution. So that's often a sign that the distribution can be a extra manipulative move in which it's not supposed to push price much lower. And that was what my feeling was. It was also because there was some weird weekend news with the war, but it was not that important to me that it justified this crazy move down. So early in the week I already said, like, I feel like we can go back, taking out that weekend high and even make new highs. And then I saw that price was coming down right here, locally, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, sweeping the initial low. Then I already see like that's a range creation, because if you cannot break below your initial swing low, then it's an SFP. And I love SFP because it shows exhaustion, potential rotation back to your high. So we had the range, low time frame, tap 1 at the low, tap 1 at the high, tap 2 at the low. And then I was anticipating like the model 1 would have been the cleanest, which means that you get a new low because we had demand resting below it. And this was also a Sunday low, so then it's a weekend low, which is less good. You want to, like, it's cleaner to take out the weekend lows. So I was mainly looking for the model 1, but then I was watching it and I was like, okay, what is our extreme liquidity? And on Bybit, we did not take it, but on other exchanges, here I'm showing it on Maxi, it has been taken. So this was a valid model 2. And I was also looking at the order flow, which is like this stuff. And I saw that a lot of shorts were entering during this move down, while price was not going lower. So here was like, okay, we have pretty good liquidity trail all the way into that local range high right there. And locally, this is also like a lot of buy side liquidity, meaning that once price starts to break structure back to bullish and starts taking the first part of the liquidity, then it's likely going to rotate all the way up into all that liquidity before potentially reversing. And a big gap here, price likes to fill those gaps at least for 50%. So I was like, okay, I'm interested longs, and I think we will be bullish. So locally, structure for me is always king. So basically low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then here you have like your break back to bullish. That's basically your entry confirmation that this is your valid tap 3 of your model 2. So I'm not 100% sure what my exact entry was again, but I believe I waited for this move right here. Then price came into this very local demand even. And I think after that I entered maybe around here, still use this as my stop loss, and then targeted higher, where I took, no, I ended a bit higher because my RR was not that, so I think maybe like here, I did like that, took out, I think like 40% right here at the technical target of the range high, and then a big part right here. So eventually I had like 4 or 5 R took out right there, and yeah, you will see like later price like took out that, then it took out this liquidity, and eventually pushed much higher. So the next day I was watching the price, and then it could have been like a 10R plus, but this was realized around 4 to 5R. So really nice trade to start the week with nice profit. So that's always nice. And that was also where we took out the range, the weekend highs. So the bullish bias was right. So let's see what happens from there. Then price pushed higher, and then locally we had like a range formation. So we pushed high, low, and then I was watching this local range with a tap one at the lows, high, tap one at the lows, then sweep of the highs, and then a potential model 2 I was eyeing. So here I took one of the 2 losses this week, where I took a short around here, anticipating that that was potentially the model 2, because I saw that spot was selling and perps were buying. So I was like, if we're going to reverse, it could be from here. So that was a loss I took, min 1R. But then I saw that price was here 1, 2. Here price took me out, but it pushed up very aggressively. So this is more like a range breakout, potential mitigation, continuation. So I was looking at potential longs in this zone, but then I saw that a lot of spot was buying, and I was like, maybe that's a sailor. It's a bit weird. So let's clean it up. I was expecting a retest of this range POC, or the value area high, overlapping with this clean demand zone from where the push started. So I said, like, watch in the stream, watch for this level for potential longs if we get into it with a structured move. Then if you get the internal break of structure, they can take longs. But instead, price pushed up late New York, I believe, and then directly came back down super aggressively without any structure. And that changed my plan to look for shorts instead. So here I saw we came down strongly, leaving behind this supply at the highs right there. And there I saw like, okay, we have supply at the highs left behind, this supply to be exact, which aligned with the FIB retracement as well, from this swing high to this swing low. Putting on the FIB right there. So supply with confluence of your FIB level 72278. Super nice confluence I like to use. And then I was like watching the local upwards structure to break back to bearish, which was like super local. So it was at the 32nd actually, where I was watching it aggressive move into supply. And then this was the refined supply. So this was the whole supply, but this was like the last buy to sell. So this was the perfect level to reject from. And then I saw that we basically had high, low, high, low, higher, high, higher, low. Here locally, higher, low, higher, high. And then we broke that back to bearish, and that is where I took the short. Let's see, yeah, there. So I shorted it around here, I believe. Stop above that high. First TP was at this low, and then full TP was at 40.74, all the way to this low. and I took, I did not take profits here, by the way. That was my like first level to look for, but I saw that the price was going, just following the overall structure very nicely. So right here, and price just made like, oh, it went down and then directly super aggressive move down. And here was already okay. If you get such an aggressive move down, then it's likely going to take all this liquidity. And it was lower high, lower low, lower high. So just local downtrend. And it was a swift move into target. So this was a 5R trade. So that's super nice. So we started the week with a win of 4 to 5R. Took here one loss and now again 5R. So that was good. Then next trade was here at the lows. I will go a bit quicker because probably it's already going to be a long one. Where I was watching, we came down, took out this low, and then I saw, is this potentially the start of a new range? So I always draw ranges from swing lows to swing highs. So eventually this was my local range. I was looking at clean. I was like, is this step 1? Oh, is this step 1? Is this step 2? Is this step 1 at the highs? And this potentially the deviation or the step 3 below the lows. So again, just same range. It's basically always the same. And here was again, don't do this at home, but I like to if price is in a really clean POI, so 1, 2 POI for potential the deviation, and it came into demand right here, then I like to look at the lower time frames because there you can see local absorption, which was here. Price very aggressive move down, a lot of selling here, also a lot of aggressive selling, which I could see with the order flow tools I use. Then I saw price low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, breaking internal back to bullish right here. So what does this locally show? A local 3 drive. So 1, 2, 3. That shows absorption. Price wants to go lower because a lot of selling happens, but it does not go lower, which means that someone on the other side is absorbing price. And we broke internal back to bullish right here, and then eventually also back to bullish right there, I believe. Let's see how that developed. Yeah, right here. So I took the long, I believe around here, stop third step, and then I've ran it up till where I closed it for 3R. So I think and eventually it went against me. So I closed it at a really good point. Let's see. Maybe that I closed it after. Yeah, I think I've closed it right there. And eventually price came back down all the way. But I had like, I think my entry was even lower because I had a really, really good entry. And then I saw price moving way past me. So here I took everything out for 3R. And I was like, I'm gonna observe what price is going to do. Because yeah, getting an entry here, the quick 3R, I cannot complain about that. And eventually that was a wise decision because price eventually turned against it. Or you went. Oh, it can also be that I took the profits after taking that buy side liquidity, anywhere around there. But nevertheless, it was a 3R gain. So I'm not 100% sure anymore what happened. And eventually, price came back for the sweep of this, but did not take out the ultimate low. So if I held the position, it would have been another successful position. Basically being a 1, 2, 3, model 1 into a model 2 target range high. So that was another win around 3R, 3.5R. So on to the next trade is this one. right here. So I just want to show, like, the only asset I trade is Bitcoin, but it gives so many opportunities every day, every week, that you don't have to wait weeks for one setup. They are everywhere. So let's see. This was a less good one. This was basically the same idea I had with the former. I was watching this range from high to low, tap 1 at the high, tap 1 at the low, tap 2 at the high, tap 2 at the low, and see how every range then eventually becomes like almost the same. And then here, potential deviation. So this was, again, little room for error. If we're gonna accumulate, then it has to be from here. So here was, again, on the low time frame, seeing this low to high, tap 1 at the low, tap 1 at the high, tap 2, so they can extend it right there. And then not a really clean third tap confirmation, but price started to flip internally back to bullish right here and here. And that was my confirmation to enter. So I think I've entered right here, stopped below the third tap, and then here I've took it also around to like a 3R where I closed it out. And I might be misinterpreting this trade with the former trade. Yeah, this was the one where I got out aggressively. So the former one was like winner trade, was maybe like higher, but this one was at this push, and then I closed everything out for like a quick 3R. And this one was the one that went against me eventually. I believe during New York this flipped. Yeah, like there. So I closed everything here, then it formed the higher low for the higher high, and then I was like, oh, this is gonna go to full TP because we had a lot of buy-side liquidity above. So I thought this should go for that. But then suddenly during New York Open, heavy drop lower. So yeah, there I was glad I took this 3R because otherwise it would have been a full loss. So that was the, and then I believe we had another long right here, which was, I think, it's just the same. It's every time the same. Was again a, yeah, right here. So price is trending down. Pull your range from low to high. Then we had tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. Let's see. I have to see what was the bigger picture. Was this a long? Where I was looking for a long, I don't know. I cannot remember this long all too well. Or was, I don't know. I'm just gonna skip this one. I'm not sure if it was a trade, but this one was today, so that one is a cleaner one to look at. Cleaner for the memory because. So what we had was this overall range where I was looking at high. So you see, I 12 low time frame ranges, but this is also the high time frame ranges. Where with that move down yesterday, we had tab 1 at the high, tab 1 at the low. This is tab 2 of the potential accumulation I was anticipating. And price shoot higher. So with that move down, absorption at the lows, testing supply, higher low, higher high, breaking structure back to bullish. While the volume profile looked like this. So price was here very close to the value area high with little to no volume towards the upper part of the week of the range. So I was anticipating new weekly highs, also because the weekly statistics were bullish. and we broke structure back to bullish. So this morning, oh yeah, I remember, the trade I was showing here, this was the good bottoming low. So what you have very, very locally is I was looking for the higher low, for the higher high, and price came here into this demand. Let's see right there. Price came into this demand, perfect mitigation. I'm getting a goal. Like a perfect mitigation, and then very, very, very locally. And this is like, again, absorption, but you have low, so you pull your range from low to high, and then you have 1, 2, 3, local 3 drive, showing local absorption. Then this is your higher low, gets swept there, and that one gets swept again here. What this shows me very locally is that you have 1, 2, 3, model 1 into model 2, very locally, hard to play, but internally, price here flip back to bullish, so push higher. So this was basically a local accumulation range, and that was where I was, okay, if we get a back test, I'm gonna long it because I think this is the bottom. Also because this low was formed at hour 2 in Asia, strong daily low. At that point, I zoomed out. I was like, how is it looking on the higher time frames? And you can see, like on the 2 hour, pretty good low formation, kind of like that rounded effect, showing absorption, which is like what I was showcasing on the very, very low time frame. But if you zoom out, it also looks good. So then I was, okay, I'm pretty sure that this will be the daily low. We have local liquidity above us. We have the target being the weekly high to fill it. So that was where I decided to take a long right here. So this was basically our bullish range demand right there. An eyeballs, let's call it like that. Then we pushed higher, came back down, took the long right here. Stop loss below the low. Target new weekly highs right there. Boom, 2.5 R. Then price came back for the entry, but I took everything out there with an order. Before price eventually retested this and is now pushing into new highs. So could have been even a big winner, but my target was weekly high, so then that's where I take profit. Then last one. So this was like 4 winning trades, 2 losing trades. Overall up like 15 R or more. And then today I was just the whole week anticipating the long on gold. Or like first I had this supply marked out for a potential short on gold, but I got front ran on that short. So I saw this as the local range high, range low, 1, 2, 3. But my alert was in this supply. So I missed this local 3 drive with a break of structure right there, target the range low, which would have been a 2.5 or 3R. But then I was like, okay, maybe this is the start. This local distribution is the start of an accumulation, in which then this is your range high, this is your range low. I saw this deep sweep yesterday, potentially being the second tap of the accumulation. So then you watch it as this. And then tomorrow I woke up and I saw the price made the 3 drive. And then you know, okay, if this is supposed to be a 3 drive, then this invalidation is super clean because it should be protected. And locally price broke it here, not really convincing break to be honest. But I was looking for, okay, maybe this is the model 1, 1, 2, 3, going over into a model 2. With price filling the imbalance of this candle and tapping into demand right here. Gold, it's super clean, super clean. 3 minutes, this extreme demand right here, getting tapped here perfectly with a local SFP, swing failure pattern. So if you have an SFP with market structure and you come back into it, low, lower high. Purpose of this lower high is to make a lower low. price fails to make a lower low, SFP is this low, which means that this high is your weak targeted high. So then you can expect a rotation back to that level. So then I was watching it from locally, low, lower high, lower low, SFP, basically a break, which means that this is a valid tap of your Wyckoff, forming the model 1 into the model 2. So at that moment, I was like, okay, this is probably the bottom. I wanted to get in, targeting that range high. So I've entered around here, stop loss, that low right there, target the range high right there for like a 3R. Then I entered, saw price directly go against me. So I was like, no, it's not looking too good. But we had locally this bearish trend, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, low low. And I went to the gym and I knew, okay, if this local bearish trend breaks back to bullish, then I'm probably safe and it's going to be a runner. So during the gym, I got an alert, saw price break above it. I was like, okay, it's good. And the next moment, I got an alert that my take profit has been hit. So there was like another 3R, completing target. So that were basically all the trades, netting me a very, very good profits, and all shared in advance. I'm not saying like I enter here, take profit, stop loss. I don't believe that's a working system and it benefits anyone, not myself, not the people following it. But I pre-plan everything in the videos, in the live streams. I update during the day in the stream. I share what I'm looking at. And for example, here with the gold trade, model 1 and model 2 looks to be in play with me. Local demand getting mitigated and respected, supply getting cleared, a lot of buys and liquidity above, clean invalidation. Do we get a dream scenario we planned yesterday with the local model 1, creating the model 1 into model 2. So it's pretty clear what I'm doing myself, but I'm just not saying enter now because nobody helps it. But I explain everything in the streams and stuff, so you can learn a lot from it. And yeah, that was it basically. Then I want to thank everyone for watching it, especially everyone from the community. Has been a great start of the server. It's basically a month now, so since that month, amazing trading conditions and how we performed as a group, truly amazing, and cannot wait to grow further with everyone, and will come more of this kind of videos. So thanks everyone for tuning in, happy weekend, and next week we rock again.